Hello, everyone. Welcome to the streams. Oh my gosh. Are we all excited? Are we excited? Oh man. Truth be told, I've already been ready for a little bit. Well, I got a few more things, but I really wanted to hear the instrumental finish, so I kind of waited on that. Oh boy. So, whew. Today is the beginning of a new series that I've been wanting to do for quite a while now. Ever since I was going to start streaming, I kind of thought about doing this as like its own thing. And since the summer started, my job's opened up a little bit, so I have a little extra time. Before, I wouldn't have had the time for this stream, the extra stream on Thursdays like this. But now that things have opened up a little bit, I've been able to move some stuff around and open this time. So welcome everyone to the streams and to the special section of it for what I'm going to call the Kingdom Hearts Chronicles. Oh, Kingdom Hearts. Oh, geez, what a storied part of the streams you are. Whew. So, just a little personal thing, like about my personal story with Kingdom Hearts, I guess. I remember Kingdom Hearts. There used to be a thing. Okay, there used to be a thing on Disney Channel which had like I don't know. It was this corny freaking skit show where this like secret agent kid would like go and get like the scoop on the new Disney stuff, and it was like Kim Possible but really lame. I'm kidding. Kim Possible's great, by the way, but it was so stupid. But I remember watching one day, and there was the scoop was on this new game that was being developed, which was like Disney characters in like a fantasy world. And I remember seeing the shots, the like trailer, I guess, for Kingdom Hearts 1. And I remember thinking, what the heck is this? Like, what am I looking at? And now, oh my goodness, like almost 20 years later, I'm still asking that same question. You're going to get a lot of those jokes coming in here because it's convoluted and crazy. But we love it. It's very endearing. But no, seriously, I was very curious. So I remember I was at my grandma's because we were living there for a year. And I got the PS2. I think I got the PS2 when I got this game. Or I can't remember. But it was one of the big first PS2 games. I remember being up in her upstairs room. It was your PS2. It was your copy, wasn't it, Epsilon? Hi, Epsilon. It was yours? Oh my gosh, I thought we bought it ourselves. It was your copy. I remember it was your copy because we borrowed it. Oh my gosh, that's amazing. Well, thank you. You brought this on yourself. Yes, you did. You started this. You did. Nomura did. Don't even. Actually, just going into a little bit of history, but I'll go into that in a second. Point is, I sat him up in my grandma's room with Epsilon's PS2 and this copy, and I remember starting it up and punish Epsilon. Is that a fake character? I remember going into the Stations of Waking. So, the beginning of the game, actually, the beginning of the game, this music. You know what I'm talking about. And I remember feeling the ambiance of that scene was new to me. That was like one of the first like mystical like kind of fantasy stuff I'd seen. That was one of the like first startings for this. And ever since then I've been in Kingdom Hearts for a while. Let's lay down the groundwork. I love Kingdom Hearts. I love it with a lot of my heart, lol. And I absolutely adore the characters. I adore the story, the gameplay. Still to this day, I strongly fight best action RPG there is, combat-wise. Except when they use a single magic bar. We'll get into that later. Oh, I can't wait. But it is seeding this obsession. Oh boy, I'm not that bad. Trust me, I'm not that bad. I'm not some of the people who got some of the material that we'll be using today. Oh boy. Although props to them, we'll give them full credit. So, I love Kingdom Hearts. I think it's really fun. I think it's very endearing. It's got this wonderful charm to it. I also understand that Kingdom Hearts is convoluted as all get out and crazy. And I don't blame a single person for any of the things they say about it. Kingdom Hearts it's almost a guilty pleasure. It's one of those series that I love to death, but anytime someone's like, but there's this, I go, yep. You're not going to fight against it? Nope. Not even remotely. Nope, that's fine. I take the hits for all of this. It is Nomura, the creator of Kingdom Hearts, the main director, does not know what the narrative device of Occam's razor is. He has no idea what it is. I'm convinced at this point. Either that, or he threw it in the trash and burned it laughing years ago. Or he just likes messing with us. That, after what we're going to go into today, that might be true. Oh, jeez. So, Kingdom Hearts is a story about light and darkness and fighting against it with friendship, power, and the thing, and the goodness of heart and all that. It's also got wonderful Disney. Everyone knows it as the Disney crazy crossover with Final Fantasy characters and aesthetic, and one of the craziest crossovers I could ever imagine. And my God, it works. And I don't. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. So Kingdom Hearts originally started, just like a little backstory for the thing itself. Kingdom Hearts originally started because, if I get this right, one of the hot shots of Disney was in an elevator with one of the hot shots of, it might have been Nomura himself. I can't remember. It was one of the hot shots of Square Enix. And they were joking around and talking about a game to be developed with Mickey as the main protagonist. I mean, like, haha, that'd be pretty cool. And Disney said, you know what? Go on ahead and do that. Show us a demo. And so Square Enix is like, okay. And so they gave a demo, but for some reason, Mickey didn't work as the main character. They was like, this doesn't really work. So they created a different main character. We will all learn to know and love and cherish as best optimistic boy of light, Sora. And from there, the crazy idea was born, and holy crap, has it evolved and exploded. Kingdom Hearts has gotten so big now. It's honestly, you think it was Nomura? It might have been Nomura in that elevator. You know what? He could pull it off. Insane man he is. Kingdom Hearts is one of the biggest Square Enix properties there is. I mean, think about it. Name another, outside of Final Fantasy VII, and maybe 14, maybe. Name another Square Enix character that is more well-known than the Kingdom Hearts main character Sora, Riku, in them. Name another. Squall? Maybe. Anyone Final Fantasy X? No, probably not. I mean, yes, Titus is big, but I don't Epsilon, besides Final Fantasy VII. That's not fair. That wins hands down. But besides 7, it's a hard pick. No, it's okay. But even Noctis 15? No, I would argue no. Sora is more well-known than most Final Fantasy characters at this point. And I think that that's just a telling of how big Kingdom Hearts has gotten. It's a huge franchise that exploded and has a huge following. Lightning. I love Lightning. Speaking of guilty pleasures, I love Lightning. No. 3 games. You're not wrong. To be fair, the second game was more about her sister, but you're not wrong. He's not wrong. I don't know if just because there's a game doesn't mean it's good. But yeah, so Kingdom Hearts is an amazing series. I love it, but I will be the first to admit, 100%. Oh god, it's the same kind of vein for Bleach for me. I love Bleach. It's my favorite anime. I love Bleach. No one spoil anything past where the anime ended. Otherwise, I'll kick you fast because I'm still waiting on that new adaptation. I love Bleach. I will be the first to admit this is not the best anime. No, my gosh, no. Oh my gosh, look at these holes. Oh my god, this convoluted stuff here. And why did you drag this out? It's that same situation. I love it so much that I can see the flaws. The same thing for Kingdom Hearts. I love Kingdom Hearts, but I will be the first to admit it is a convoluted mess of a story. But with H3, the more it did with Kojima could not Metal Gear Solid 5. Kind of. But here's the thing with the story. If you squint your eyes, tilt your head, and look really hard, and really focus, it does actually all connect. You have to look through it all, and you have to really see where the shoelaces tie together. But it does connect. It actually does connect. And that's what we'll be starting today. The Kingdom Hearts Chronicles. Now, this is going to be a bit different from perhaps a normal go through the playthroughs of all the games and stuff. We will be starting in chronological order. See, Kingdom Hearts kind of came out like another Disney property, Star Wars. It came out with the middle half done first. So Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 and Chain of Memories area. The New Hope situation. The early stuff was before that got done later. And then obviously the later stuff of the 3. 3 kind of being, honestly, yes, the pinnacle of everything. We will be going through chronological order as much as possible to cover the entire story and honestly, kind of see if it all fits together as much as I think it does. I hope it does. Now, one of the things to understand about the chronological order is that it's kind of a mess. And some of the things we will be seeing things in the past, in the future, in future parts of the streams and installments, but it'll be within its own game kind of thing. So I'm not doing every single cutscene in chronological order. I will try to do some, for sure. We're going to do a little bit of that today. But I'm not going to do every scene in chronological order, okay? I'm not that mad. Sorry. Turn this on. Vibrate. Sorry. But I will be going as much as possible. Most of the games, most of the streams I've been through before. So I will guide us through and kind of work us through as we go through the adventures and see everything before. So it'll kind of be a re-dive into some past memories of streams that I've already visited. Though not some of today's, and we'll get into that in a second. Now, there are some rules we need to lay down. This is a little different from our normal streams. I do want to lay down some special rules or emphasize some rules that are already there really hard. One of the biggest rule, and I will be enforcing this really hard. I know a lot of us have played and seen a lot of different parts of Kingdom Hearts, and we're going to be starting in the very beginning chronologically. Now, some people here might not have seen any of Kingdom Hearts somehow. So I want to be as pure of an experience as I can. So, and I will be following this myself too, as much as I can. When it comes to story and spoilers and talking about things, if we have not covered it in the chronological streams of moving through point A to point B to point C, if we have not covered it, please don't bring it up. And yes, that includes things about even just Sora himself, because he doesn't come in till later. You can mention his name, and pretty much everyone knows his name, but even some of the pretty, even this thing, for anyone who knows what I'm referencing, stuff like that, which a lot of people know about, still don't reference it. I want to go as pure as possible, just in case someone comes back and watches this later and wants to go through chronologically. I want us to kind of go through the story together. So that's the big rule I want to establish. Another kind of rules of what I'm going to do and what I'm not going to do for this, kind of set the ground. I am not going to try to 100% every single thing, okay? I've done it pretty much before on everything, except 3. And we'll get to that when we get to that. Difficulty curve, bullcrap. But I've pretty much done 100% on a lot of stuff. But for the sake of time, we're not going to 100% everything. I'll try to get a lot in most of the games, but we're not going to 100% everything. Just because most of the secret stuff is stuff referencing the next game anyway, and some of that we've already done. Like Kingdom Hearts 2 references Birth by Sleep, which we'll already have done by the time we get to 2. So we don't really need it. Also, I'm genuinely going to try and go through every part of the streams, every game chronologically, and all the cutscenes and stuff between. So that's a lot of time. And today we've got to do the deep lore stuff, so we're not even going to, spoilers for anyone who doesn't know, we're not even going to get into gameplay today. Yeah, I know. Because there's some deep lore stuff we have to cover. So I want to move as swiftly but as concisely and comprehensively as possible. So we'll try to move forward with that. I will probably be playing on I will be playing on Proud on like all of those playthroughs, but I'm just letting you know we're not going to make this a crazy 100% on everything. One of the other things is these streams will be done every Thursday through the summer. Once my work goes back to normal, I'll still try to do them, but they might be a bit more sparse. So we'll get to that when we get to that. But throughout the summer, it's going to be every Thursday starting at 10 o'clock p.m. And we'll move through the streams together and go through as much as we can. Just for anyone who wants the timeline, today we're going to be going through the deep lore, Kingdom Hearts back cover, and KHX, Kingdom Hearts Unchained, all the way through Dark Road, which is all the mobile stuff, and all the way to right before Birth by Sleep. The next thing we'll be doing is Birth by Sleep. Then we'll be going into Kingdom Hearts 1, then Chain of Memories, then 3 Inch of Fate over 2 days, then Kingdom Hearts 2, then after 2, Recoded, then Dream Drop, then Fragmentary Passage. No, Fragmentary Passage is after Kingdom Hearts 1. Sorry, Fragmentary Passage after Kingdom Hearts 1. Then all that, then Dream Drop, then Kingdom Hearts 3. So just as a timeline to go there. And I'll post that somewhere at some point. But just to keep you guys informed on that. So that's what we're doing. Show me a timeline with the 228 games on it. Oh, Epsilon, you joke. I've already started making the timeline. I have a PowerPoint with what we're going to cover today, and I'll show it at the end once we've covered it. I will be putting everything on there in order to show it. So you joke, but I'm going to do that. So get ready for that as we go, and I'll be uploading it as we go through. What fun. I might even put like input and story bits on it. I don't know if I'll have the room. We'll see what I can do. Okay, so that's the idea. Oh, also, I forgot to show you guys. I'm decked out today. I've got my Keyblade. This thing is actually kind of heavy though, so I'm not going to be holding it the whole time. Made of actual stainless steel and stuff. Got this a while ago. But I'll pull it out for today, and maybe whenever we get to Kingdom Hearts 1, it's kind of a celebration. But I'm going to put that over here for right now because it's very heavy and big. Please don't fall. Please don't fall. Please don't fall. Please don't fall. There we go. It's good. Cringe meter off the charts. It's awesome. I got that when I was like, what, 16, 15? You can't hit me for that. And I also got my necklace, which also came with it. Sora's necklace. So I'll be wearing that every time we go into. Okay. So today we will be going stabilized. So today is Deep Lore Day. We're going to be going through all the way back to as far as we know, as far as I know, of the story that Nomura put out. This is Kingdom Hearts Union Cross and back cover, as well as going into Dark Road. So let me explain a little bit what that is. So Nomura, the creator of Kingdom Hearts, in all of his wisdom, thought to put out some of the deepest lore of the series in a phone game. So this all is from a phone game. Well, that's not true. First it was from a browser game. Then that got created into an iPad, like an iAndroid game, then into like an all-purpose Android game or something. And yeah, so this is all from a phone game. Well, why are we covering what's from a phone game? Because it's all important, unfortunately. Ugh, this is what I'm talking about. I want to make it clear once again, I love Kingdom Hearts. But I have the same relationship with Kingdom Hearts that Aaron has with Sonic the Hedgehog, if anyone watches Game Grumps. It's kind of like that. I love Kingdom Hearts, which is why I do this whenever stuff like this happens. Oh, this is the... I'm not making stuff up. I am not making stuff up. Oh, and as a reference, for anyone who wants to know, most of my information comes from this guy on YouTube. Kingdom Farts. I mean, his name is Damo279, and I'm gonna post his YouTube in chat. This guy has done his research. He's where a lot of my stuff came for this part of the series, because this is the only part of the world that of the Kingdom Hearts part of the streams that I did not go through myself. So this is kind of newish for me. I've been doing research the past week. I've got what I need, I think. But keep in mind, I do not know everything, so I might miss something. If you want a comprehensive understanding of all of this stuff, including all of the cutscenes, which he has on there, go to Damo's channel. He's great. He's given me consent to be able to use his videos in his streams because he's wonderful. Thank you, Damo. Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you're watching, thank you. I really appreciate it. It really helps. I do have a PowerPoint here to help us speed through most of it, but some of it we will be watching and going through together in order to get more of the comprehensiveness of it. So Kingdom Hearts Unity Cross is basically the super deep lore of what happens before all the worlds split up as they are in like Kingdom Hearts 1 as most people know them. This is the deep lore of how the darkness spread and what happened back there, as well as the lore of the Keyblade War, which we'll be referencing a lot. This is not spoilers because we're going to be going into all this today. Now, a lot of this is kind of like really like deep lore stuff, and not all of it matters, but there's enough in here that we need to cover for going forward, especially with what's gonna probably go for the future of the series after the saga we just went through, the Xehanort saga. Yes, there are sagas of the games, and we're just now in real life getting into like the newer saga. Oh boy. But yeah, so just to let you know about that. So what we're going to do first is I'm going to give a little bit of backstory through the PowerPoint I gave here. So let me get that up. So what we are about to see, where is desktop? There it is. What we are about to see is, hold on, I got to pull myself up. No, I don't want notes. What? Why does it look like this? Stop. Why does it look like that? No, just play normally. No. Why are you like this? There, thank you. Oh my gosh, I had the presenter view over there. That's why. Okay. This is Union Cross, which is what we will be starting with. This is the oldest bit of Kingdom Hearts lore we have. So I'm going to set up a couple understandings about the world and the streams themselves before we go into what is known as back cover, which back cover is going to cover what we're going to talk about here. Okay. So the world of Kingdom Hearts, the way it begins in the very, very beginning, there is an open world where it's not spoilers for the whole series because this starts in the beginning. This is literally the earliest thing we have. I mean, technically it's spoilers if you don't want to go in chronological order, but I've established we're going in chronological order. So technically what the events of Kingdom Hearts 1 is spoilers right now, which once again, if we haven't covered it in this chronological order, please don't touch it. So yeah, if you go in release order, but we're not going, we're going chronological, not release, which is why we're covering this first. So the world of light was a huge, expansive land for this part of the streams, for this world. It had all kinds of worlds within it, anything you could imagine in your imagination. So basically, Disney and all its whimsy, Enchanted Domain, Agrabah, Halloween Town, all these places. All of these places exist in this world. And at the center of this world is a place called Daybreak Town that's in the middle there. And with the tower, and at Daybreak Town is a man known as the Master of Masters. Now, some of you might recognize his coat. We're not going to go into that, but that's him in the middle, Master of Masters. He's as far as we know, the first Keyblade Master, and he saw over the world of light. Now, the world of light from Daybreak Town is connected to all of these worlds. The Master of Masters has at his disposal something that is known as the book. I should have really put it on this slide. The Book of Properties. Book of Properties. Water, fire, and adhesion. No. The Book of Prophecies. The Book of Prophecies is basically, and I wrote it on the other slide, the screenplay. It's Nomura's freaking screenplay. It has everything that's going to happen in the future already written down. And the Master of Masters has access to it. Now, from the Book of Prophecies and the magic that's held there, individuals in this world can go anywhere in this world to visit any of these places, Disney Town, Radiant Garden, all of this. But if you use the Book of Prophecies, it can transport you. We're already getting convoluted. Oh, God. Sorry. It can transport you to any of these worlds in any time that they exist, including visions of the future. So in Kingdom Hearts Union Cross, you visit the worlds as the player in the future of those worlds. That's why you see Aladdin and Jasmine, even though it's so far in the past. And that's why you see, I don't know, Belle whenever she's already a princess or something. Things like that. And the Book of Prophecies allows that to occur. Now, the world of light is basically the normal world. It's, got light, it's got worlds and stuff. It's got lands and stuff in it. But the world of light is not the only land that exists. The world of light, in order to think about the Kingdom Hearts streams and the worlds within, you need to think of it as kind of like in mythology, how there's like the normal plane and then the Tartarus area. So I literally created this in 3D art. And yes, I'm about to go into Absalom. And what I did was, if you look, I put all this is all in 3D, by the way, all the stuff on here, and I literally flipped it. I literally flipped it around and put a black side on the back. On the other side of the plane is what's known as the world of darkness. This is once again, think Stranger Things, the upside down of the normal world. This is where darkness reigns and where darkness comes from as an antithesis to light. Now, between the two, you have what is known as the realm between. So once again, think Stranger Things, but with Oreo filling in the middle. The realm between contains a bunch of off kind of pocket spaces. The dreaming world, I think the cyber virtual world's in there. It's got some weird in-between spaces. But the main ones are World of Dark and the World of Light. No, the world... you prefer double realm between. If you take a bite out of this, you'll be taking out a lot, like the dark chocolate and the light chocolate and the vanilla. Now, what's important to know is that moving between the realms normally is impossible. There's no conventional way to get from the world of light to the world of darkness. And there's no real way to get from the world of darkness to the world of light. Now, darkness, because of its encroaching nature, and because we don't truly know, but maybe because it comes from light and is an offshoot of light and is defined by light's presence, can come into the world of light and seep in. But the world of light cannot go back to the world of darkness. The dark can just kind of seep through sometimes. That's the main world itself. Now, this world is a huge expanse of land with light in it, but it also has darkness that comes up and encroaches. The Master of Masters, with his Book of Prophecy, realized that darkness would eventually have a hold, and realized that danger was on the horizon. So, what he did was he started to set a plan in motion. And this plan is a lot of what we're going to be going through today. Now, the Master of Masters has communicated with what is known as darkness, the presence of darkness itself. Now, what this being is really just kind of an amalgamation of darkness or something like that. And we'll go into that more in today, towards the end. But just know the Master of Masters is not truly friends. I wrote frenemies there. They're best frenemies because they talk with each other, but they're against one another. So think of kind of like an old overseer of the world against the encroaching darkness that's coming. And the Master of Masters is equipped with the Book of Prophecies. So he starts to set a plan in motion. Now, in the realm of light, what started to happen was darkness started to creep out over this world and started to come into it. When darkness started to come, and this is in Kingdom Hearts Union Cross, individuals who were somewhat resistant to darkness, who had some light in them, were bequeathed keyblades. The mystical blade. Oh, what am I doing? The bequeathed keyblades. Not this one, because this is the keyblade of the realm of light. We'll go into that much later. Mystical blades that are used to fight against the darkness, maybe from the world itself, giving the inhabitants of it a way to fight. Now, once individuals got keyblades, what they needed to start doing is defeating the darkness, the little splotch there you can see, and collecting that, which is, that up there, which is what is known as Lux. This is the result of the darkness. Yeah, you should have seen it, Brombo. You saw it. You were here already. This is the result of the darkness being defeated and the lights spurring where it is, and kind of like collecting that. It's kind of like a proof of defeat of the darkness. So the plan is to send out these new Keyblade wielders underneath masters appointed by the Master of Masters himself for an individual to join each guild, each of them under the Master of Masters, in order to fight against the darkness. And totally not against each other. Not against each other, against the darkness. Very important there. Keep that in mind. Not each other, the darkness. Not each other. Good? Got it? Great. So, in Kingdom Hearts Union Cross, yeah, red deck, you play as a new Keyblade wielder who joins one of the ranks of one of the unions. And you pick one and you go for it. So, that's how Union Cross starts, and you go and fight against the darkness with your friends and battle it out and kind of enter into friendly competitions of who can collect the most Lux by defeating the most darkness. And you're equipped with do you see the little cat thing there up there by the people? That's called a Chirithy. The Chirithy is like a special being of light that collects the Lux, the light itself, inside in order for future purposes. So that's basically the setup for it. Now, this all sounds fine and dandy, but remember, I said that the Master of Masters has a plan set up for the future of defeating darkness. So we're going to go into what that plan is. And in order to start with that, we are going to dive into a different part of the same story, a different side of it from the Master's perspective. The Master of every union, those animal faces, the Master of Masters appoints all of them. And we're going to see through their eyes how this event folds out and what comes of it, of fighting the darkness and moving into what could be called the beginnings of discord for that. So, the title of the teaser trailers. I mean, I'm trying to keep it vague. All right, so in order to do that, all right, let me make sure this comes up. Here it is. Can everyone see? Oh, I forgot to add myself. Yeah, I should add myself. I was going to be like, but nah, I should probably add myself. Yeah. Okay. Okay, here I am. Hold on. Sorry, I should have had this before, but here we go. Sorry about that. Usually I'd have this up, but I don't know why I didn't have this up. Streams like normal. And now we will jump into what is known as Kingdom Hearts Back Cover. It might be a little loud actually. Hold on, let me turn it down a little bit. No, I don't want that, I don't want that. It's loud, I know, I'm gonna turn it down. Okay, there we go. How's that sound? Maybe a little higher. I think I turned it down a bit too much. Hold on. How's that? Is that good? Everyone can see and hear? Okay. We can always... I'll turn it down if it needs to be. It might be. I'll turn it down a little bit more, just to be safe. We want to be safe with this. Put it on 70. Should be pretty good. Okay. So this is the story of the realm of light and its fight against the darkness from the Master's perspective, as the Master of Masters gives them their roles of what they need to do for the future. So, this is just one big cutscene, by the way, so that we can't have any more blowouts. Yeah. So, yeah. Oh, also I got my Kingdom Hearts water bottle. Though that's not new, I would use this every time. I might be pausing every so often to put a little input here and there, but for the most part, we're just going to watch it together. So here we go. Yes, on, please. So this is the phone game of going through and getting your Keyblade and fighting with against the darkness with your friends. And getting your Chirithy to help you collect the light. And going off on adventures together with other people's Chirithy too. See? Meeting up new friends and moving forward together. Using the portals to travel through the new future worlds and exploring and fighting against the darkness. And meeting new friends along the way. That boy right there is very important. You will know him later. His name is Ephemer. And you become friends with him in the game. And through it, you meet other pals that you'll go to, other important Disney characters that you come to know. And you fight against all kinds of terrible situations from all of the wonderful stories that we all know and love. I'll put this over here so you can see. Aww. And true love is what we learn. And that's Skuld. She's another important person. And then things start going awry, as you can start to see. If you're wondering why I'm looking over, I'm looking at my TV. I have this playing on the TV as well. I'll try to get this set up a little bit better when I actually start the TV. The art is not like the typical aesthetic. Once again, phone game. No, sorry, browser game first, then phone game, because Nomura is Nomura. And money is nice. And things started to go awry as the Keyblade wielders started to fight with one another. Well, what caused this? Well, we're gonna have to find out that together. So, from the Master's perspective of each union, let's see how this pans out.
So that makes you the indisposable number 7. Huh. Come on, it's simple. U6 plus me is 7.
That's the Master of Masters right there.
Wait, don't tell me I don't count. No. Here, take it.
In the Master's playful and mischievous way, he gave his apprentice Luxu a very important role. What seemed like a simple task was the element that would connect all of the events to come.
Look, I think my little brother has this cloak. By the way, that was his Keyblade. It's a very important and precious one.
All the worlds were still one.
I kind of explained this, but here we go.
One day, this would be called the Age of Fairy Tales. It all began here in Daybreak Town. The Master of Masters had an eye that gazes into the future.
With the help of the book.
He bestowed upon 5 of his 6 apprentices a copy of the Book of Prophecies, in which was written the events to come.
All the masters got a copy of the book. Brombo, you think so? I honestly thought this would Donald would be beating up Disney villains to rescue.
Did you look through the book?
Pete. I mean,
Yes.
you'd think so, but nope.
I'm still
Square
analyzing
Enix.
it.
Wow, no quick skim for you, huh?
I just prefer to be thorough.
This is one of the masters.
Master, is what it says in the last passage true?
Oh yeah, that. Bummer, huh?
Yes.
By the way, if one day I suddenly disappear, I'm counting on you to keep the others calm, okay?
Huh? Disappear?
Vanish, dim, fade.
Let's explain it.
Explain it. It's just hypothetical talk.
Okay.
This world is full of light. It's a world comprised of many smaller worlds, all connected, stretching as far as the eye can
The
see.
open expanse where you can go anywhere.
One great light protects us all throughout this vast land. All worlds share one light, one fate.
Oh, is there a slight echo?
I take it you're talking about Kingdom Hearts.
Yep, you're right on the money. People believe that the light that is Kingdom Hearts will be here forever. But if it were to disappear, the world would be enveloped in darkness.
I understand. That is why you granted us these Keyblades. With these, we can spread the teachings of light,
I'll look into it.
and we can protect Kingdom Hearts from darkness.
No, they're not for protecting Kingdom Hearts.
Huh?
The final passage reads, "On that fated land, a great war shall transpire. Darkness will prevail, and the light expire."
Isn't it our duty
That
as
doesn't sound very
Keyblade
good.
wielders to prevent this war from taking place?
Not possible.
What?
You really think you can change the future?
Then, what do you want us to do?
We have to focus on what comes after. There's no use thinking of ways to change events that we know are gonna happen.
But what about all of those who are here now? And the ones who will be here when the darkness finally comes?
Like a master of masters,
Are we
man.
to abandon all of them?
Come on, are you telling me that you think the world can be saved by just 7 people?
We have to at least try. With enough Keyblade wielders, we could...
Well, if you want to give it a shot.
Yes.
Alrighty, good luck.
Well, guess he's gonna give it a shot.
And so the reliable Era, who wore the mask of the unicorn, was given his role to take over for the Master and to lead the others.
Each one was given a
Similarly,
role
the
to do.
virtuous Envy, who wore the mask of the snake, was given her role
Virtuous
to
as a
watch
snake.
over the others with a fair eye.
Yeah, because that tracks in
The fearless
Genesis.
Azed, who wore the mask of the bear, was given his role to support their brand new leader, Era. The prudent Ava, who wore the mask of the fox, was given her role to prepare exceptional Keyblade wielders for the world after.
So she, very important, remember, she was given the role to prepare Keyblade wielders for what would come after the darkness. Keep that in mind.
The cool-headed Gula, who wore the mask of the leopard, was given his role to uncover the mystery of the Book of Prophecies. Lushu, the first of the apprentices to be given their role, watched his companions from afar as they learned what it was that they were meant to do. Then, he disappeared.
Bye-bye, Luciu.
Not long after that, the Master vanished, dimmed, and faded without a trace.
Bye-bye, Master of Masters. He bailed.
This is where your story began. The story of your very own adventure.
We're gonna fight against the
5
darkness.
of the Master's apprentices armed themselves with the Book of Prophecies. They each created a union. This would fulfill his wishes. Then, they set out to rally Keyblade wielders just like you.
Not me, cause I did play the wrong game a little bit.
The monsters of
I
darkness.
didn't have the dosh to keep going.
They would gather
Yeah,
light.
the real reason it was all deep lore's there. You want to know what happens?
There's a traitor among us.
Well, that's never a good thing to hear.
Are you certain? What proof do you have?
No, we don't get to that for a while, probably. Where's Mickey Mouse?
Found this sniffing around.
Not today.
Is that a dark Cherothy? Is
I'm gonna
that
just...
a nightmare?
Remember, Chirithy's supposed to get keep the light safe. So a dark one.
Master, did you make this? It's so cute!
Well, things are gonna get pretty hectic around here soon. But this spirit Chirithy is gonna make your lives much easier. Hopefully.
Spirit?
I'm not sure if it's
You
supposed to be a
could say
Judas
they're
analog,
like
so
cats or dogs.
we'll see.
And they'll be your loyal pets. Every wielder will have one of these adorable little guys at their side.
Aww.
They're here to help, so play nice.
Okay.
Oh, right. Before I forget,
This is before he left, obviously.
if a wielder is overcome by malice, or rather if their heart is tainted by darkness, their adorable little spirit will turn dark and become a nightmare.
So you're telling us that if we see a nightmare,
Someone has fallen into darkness.
Exactly. And if you don't stop this renegade spirit, it'll plant darkness in the hearts of others.
So the Chirithys are
And
there
you'll
to
have
protect
an
their
army
keep.
of nightmares on your hands. Beware.
So, if we see one of these nightmares anywhere, we have to get rid of it on the spot.
No! I won't let you do that!
No wonder you ended up as the bear. You're scary.
He just says a leopard.
Maybe you can growl at them.
Don't insult me!
come on, Hassan. You won't know if it works unless you try.
Look how much they love each
Tell
other.
me you're joking. It's not me!
There's an easy way to solve this. If we all summon our spirits, then we'll know.
Unfortunately, there are countless wielders in our unions. It would be easy for any of us to summon a Chirothy that isn't a nightmare.
They summon someone there,
I'm
others
afraid
like,
that
oh
your
yeah, give me yours.
suggestion wouldn't help us get to the bottom of this.
Yeah, in that case, who's to say that the nightmare you saw belongs to one of us? It could belong to anyone in our unions.
That's highly unlikely. Do
Why?
you recall the tool the wielders were given in order to make them stronger? We generally don't concern ourselves with what they have at their disposal. However, I believe those tools were the nightmare's doing.
The bangles. I know when they're equipped, they have the power to collect dark energy. But I thought we all agreed that was okay.
Why?
Collecting is
Why is that
fine,
okay?
but using that power is the equivalent of using the power
Why even
of
collect
darkness.
it? That's my question. You don't have all the
It's a
answers?
brilliant
No, I don't. It's a deep lore.
Everyone knows that all spirits look the same, and wielders exist in spades. There's no way to tell.
Oh no. Everyone's already equipped their bangles.
So what now? How do we find out who's behind this?
Seeing as those bangles couldn't have been acquired by just anyone, I believe it's one of us here in this room.
No, Ira. I respectfully disagree. What proof do we have that the bangles are tied to the power of darkness? Or if a nightmare is to
Anyone got the sus yet? Oh yeah,
shouldn't simply
by the
jump
way,
to conclusions.
most of what we're gonna do today is just one giant
Some
Among
leader
Us
you are.
Among
You've
Us
managed
game.
to plant
A
seeds
couple
of
games
doubt in
actually.
all of us with
So
that
call
speech.
sus as much as you want.
What? Did you expect the traitor to give themselves up with that accusation of yours?
It's just
That
one
is
big
foolish.
like
I said,
Night of the
quite
Werewolf
enough.
game.
It looks to me like the Master made the wrong choice.
Uh-oh.
where do you think you're going?
I think we're done here. I trust you'll keep us all updated.
Ooh, derision.
I hope we can all resolve this soon.
That didn't go as expected.
What's wrong, Ira? This isn't like you.
A lost page. Something's missing from our book of prophecies. Each of our copies were said to contain the events of the future. But this incident, well, it's nowhere to be found.
And how does this whole thing with the traitor tie together?
Like I said, it's nowhere to be found. In my book.
Ira, are you implying that someone is in possession of the missing page?
Someone else
And
might
the
have the
person
full
with the complete
thing.
book is the traitor?
Gotta have the
There
full
is something
screenplay,
going
otherwise
on,
how are these
and the
events gonna
page is
connect?
suspiciously missing from
The
the book.
moron.
It's not so far-fetched to assume that the one who has the lost page has been turned, that they have fallen into the hands of darkness. Trust me.
There seems to be no record of it in my book either. You may be onto something. I wonder, could this have been the Master's plan all along? To grant
He
the
is
lost
weird.
page to only one of us?
We have no way of knowing. The Master is gone.
Yep.
I understand what you were saying. I promise to keep a close eye on the others. I will keep you informed, as always.
Thanks.
Of course. After all, that is what the Master asked of me.
Anyone else think the Master of
And
Masters
Ira?
is sus?
May your heart be your guiding key.
That's not me spoiling stuff, by the way. That's just me, like, saying. Case of envy. You gotta trust the guy with all the
So,
power.
sum
I
it up.
suppose so.
I'll need you to observe the others. Easy breezy.
Alright.
Obviously, every time they shoot back to, like, the case of someone and showing whenever they get their role, it's in the past before he left.
Right.
Still, simple, but, you know, I just thought it was...
Like I said, Ira may have to take over for me. But don't be shy. Just be
Oh,
fair.
yeah, sarcasm. Right.
And do not be afraid to speak up. Even though I say observe, you'll need to be the mediator. Make sure people get along.
I understand. But without you or Luciu, to form and maintain our own unions is... It's a little unnerving, to be honest.
Oh, she's...
Come on, lighten up a little. Maybe I'll never disappear.
Is it in the book?
Wait, do you want me to go?
What? No, of course not.
I was just kidding.
Oh,
This freaking guy, man.
Look, I get that change can be hard for everyone, but
I don't like
things
change.
need to keep moving forward. And you need to keep up. Otherwise, you'll just get left behind, all alone.
She's a weird man. Yeah,
Now
no
that you know
pressure.
what the future holds, Envy, does your heart say? May your heart be your guiding key. I say it all the time. You ultimately need to do what your heart feels is right.
Which biblically is not 100% true because the heart is deceitful
Right.
in every man. But, you know, you get the idea. It's akin to the light here. A few days later.
I was wrong about Ira. I thought he would make a great leader.
That's
He
beautiful.
let me down. Well, what do you two think? You don't believe what Ira said, do you?
Of course not. His argument was unconvincing. It's like Invi said. He's just making baseless assumptions given the situation. There's no evidence to tie his accusations to anyone, let alone one of us.
Maybe there's something he hasn't told us.
And he needs to tell us. How dare he look at us with suspicion? We're his comrades.
We're not doing. We're obviously not doing that to him.
Anyway, could you get to the point? I know you didn't call us here just to complain.
I want the three of us to form an alliance.
But alliances are forbidden, us said.
I knew it. I had a feeling it would come to this.
This dude's like the know-it-all. Like, oh,
We join forces, then confront Ira?
Confronting him is pointless. Ira won't change his mind. I know there's darkness at work. There's no question. But I don't believe for a second there's a traitor among us. Unfortunately, Ira doesn't share the same belief. He's just wasting time trying to figure out who the traitor is.
This guy reminds me of
But
Peter.
darkness won't
Bible.
wait, and neither should we.
He's
We need to band together now and find a way to fight
the name
it.
of the game. Among Us. Oh, jeez, he did.
I agree that we need to do something to fight the darkness. But combining our unions? That was strictly forbidden by the Master.
He's
Wrap
no
it up.
longer
All right, we're done here.
I'm in. But let's be clear. The alliance is just between the two of us right now. I don't want my union members involved.
Gula!
Oh.
I want
to ask who these characters are. They are so these, just to make it clear, these are the leaders of the unions. Remember how I showed how, like, in the game you choose one to join? These are the leaders of them. Who they might become. Oh, well, I can't answer stuff like that.
I want to follow the Master's teachings.
Understood. It's your choice to make. You should do whatever you feel is right.
By the way, do Ira and Invi know?
I haven't talked to Ira about it for obvious reasons, but I did ask Envy to join us.
You wanted to see me?
Oh, the abandoned house, by the way.
Ava, what are you doing here?
Where they are is kind of important. Just keep in mind.
What's the meaning of this?
Hear me out, Envy. I want an alliance among our unions. Gula here has already agreed.
Maybe
Will you join us? And together we can...
And disobey the Master's teachings?
We don't have a choice. Darkness is approaching, and we need to combine our strength to stand against it.
The Master bestowed each of us with a different role, and he specifically told us to keep our union separate, to maintain the balance of power.
You know,
He
like
told
the
us that
Senate
any
and the
imbalance
House,
leads
'cause
to
that
a
works
desire
out well
for
where
more
we are.
power, which leads to
Jay.
darkness. I
Kind
know
of.
you haven't forgotten. Perhaps it's you who has been tainted by darkness.
Accusations. Woohoo! That's a good way.
I'm tainted by darkness?
The VA sound familiar.
Then what about you, Envy? You spy on us and report everything you
democracy.
see back to Ira. You really think you
Yelling at
know
each other to
darkness in
find
your
out,
heart after
to
what
find
you
the
did?
results is
Because
fun.
that is my role.
To observe us, yes, but not to disclose everything we say and do to
You're being
Ira.
a tattletale, Eva. Dad
For all
didn't
we
say
know,
to do that.
You and Ira could be allies,
It's literally their kids.
scheming behind our backs.
That's enough.
Good gosh, these guys. Leaders, everyone. These are the leaders. These are the leaders. How could... Can you imagine any kind of countries, you know, like higher up political offices bickering like this, like children?
Stop.
Please, this would never happen in real life.
Master Alva.
That's
Oh, hello. Your name is Ephemera, right?
Uh-huh. Hey, can I join you?
important. Remember this boy. Remember this boy. I am the Senate.
Why the long face?
Ephraim. Yep,
Did something
remember
happen?
him. He's part of her union.
Long day. Do you remember what you asked me before? About why the unions compete against each other instead of working together. Actually, I always wondered the same thing.
Huh? Isn't it just because the master said so?
Master said not to do it.
And as such, we must obey. The master said so, so it is. But lately, I've really started to wonder. You once told me that you were looking for answers. That you wanted to solve the mysteries of this world. Well, I think that's how things should be. We need to question things and think for ourselves.
I don't think it's important.
You are really not yourself today. I guess even foretellers have their off days. Hey, maybe talking about the book will cheer you up.
A prophecy.
Not a chance.
Aww.
He wants to know.
You were trying to pull a fast one on me, weren't you?
Oh, no, I was joking.
If you say so. But, to be honest, I think it would be great if all the unions could work together and be friends.
If everyone just got along.
You know, I made a friend from another union today. Wasn't much of a talker, maybe just shy. We're meeting again tomorrow.
When you play the phone game, when you go through the streams yourself, that's you. You meet Ephraim and you become very good friends. I'm bringing this up because it becomes important later. Just keep that in mind.
That sounds like so much fun.
Remember, he said another union, which means in the phone games, you cannot join Fox Girls Union. Keep that in mind. It's also important.
Then you'd better go home and get some sleep.
Okay.
But it's like 6 o'clock p.m. What do you mean go home and get
talking
sleep?
to you. I don't know.
Oh,
What's
sorry.
got you down?
This right
Please
here,
cheer
we
up.
won't do any game. Spoilers, I said it earlier. We won't do any gameplay today. Sorry, we got to get through the old lore stuff, and there won't be any gameplay this time. Next time we will. We'll be diving into the streams ourselves next time. I promise.
I'll be glad
Just-
to leave the future to the kids who see the world in the way that you do.
We got to get through this. It's very important stuff.
Let the wind carry you far, far away. My dandelions.
This mean does this port give you story? No. This right here was a cutscene. Period.
Envy.
It's the
Have you learned
master's
something?
perspective of the phone game that you
Ased
can play
and
on your
unions are
own.
now allied.
So Ased is the traitor.
No, it's
after all.
one big cutscene
No.
originally.
I don't believe he is.
Why's that?
To
The gameplay is the phone game on
unification
the
is a means
player
of
side.
gathering
You don't
strength
see
to
this in the
oppose
phone
the
game.
darkness. So I believe his heart still belongs to the light.
Even so, forming alliances was strictly forbidden by the Master.
Dad said we can't do
His
that.
teachings are
So,
absolute. That's why
so I'm gonna go tell Dad. I'm gonna go find
find
him, and wherever he is, and
Then
tell
I'll
him.
do it.
No. Please,
We can
let
explain
me
the
do
lore
the
of Metal
talking.
Gear Solid.
Your
We'll do that
interventions
someday.
will
I'm
do
fine
more
with
than
that. Maybe I'll play a
spur
Metal
us
Gear
to
game.
anger.
All right. I'll leave it to you.
And one more thing. Ased has
What
begun
is
to
it?
question the two of us. As a precaution, my reports will be less frequent.
We can't be
Don't
seen
want him to
together
get the wrong
anymore.
idea. Please understand.
Yes, I do.
Mm-hmm. Metal Slug instead. There's a lot of war stuff with like metal. Oh, that makes sense. Never mind. That makes sense. Checks out. A few months later.
I think I'm done.
Done with what?
The Alliance. I think it's time to call it quits.
For what reason?
To put it
It's just
simply,
gonna be a war. It's just
I
rocks
entered this
and ass.
alliance thinking we were preparing to fight some impending darkness, but it hasn't come.
So we're
In
safe.
fact, there haven't been any suspicious incidents recently, and you haven't rallied anyone else to your cause.
Yeah, but
This alliance is meaningless. Even Envy agrees. Oh.
Envy?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. You weren't supposed to find out.
Is Envy the one who told you to break our alliance?
You were with Envy? Well, I thought we were friends. This is just like middle
I'm the one
school
who decided to
drama.
do it.
Oh,
I
God.
told you why.
This is the beginning of all the crap that happens
We
later.
don't
This.
even know who the traitor is yet!
We don't know who the bad person is!
And that's exactly why.
This guy reminds me of Peter from the Bible. In kind of the bad ways.
I just can't trust anyone but myself.
Because that's a good
Don't
quality.
you realize you won't stand a chance against the darkness on your own?
Sorry, my mind's made up.
Envy, you will regret this.
I assume the unicorn guy was Peter, but I see what you mean. Yeah. I mean, he kind of is too. He does have the qualities of like, well, this is what we have to do, and then, so that's fair too. Case of Ascent.
You been here long? My bad.
No.
So, what did you want?
You didn't forget, did you? You're the one who called me here.
Lighten up! I was just kidding!
This freaking Masters guy.
Give me a little credit here. Guy was just testing you.
Yeah, I was desperate.
Right.
I wasn't screwing with you.
Allow me to tell you about your role. You're going to be Ira's right-hand man.
So you're the bottom.
You're his right-hand man, what do you mean?
Very by the book, but
Well,
good intent. Is the
Ira's
essence of
gonna
Peter.
be the
Yeah,
leader after
yeah,
I'm gone, you see.
that's true.
So,
Yeah, I
let's
guess he
stand
kind of
up.
is more Peter. I was just
Don't
saying, the
disappoint.
reason I said
Explain
is
to
because
me,
of the
Master.
boldness of
What do you
like,
mean
what we're doing
Ira's
was right,
going
so
to
that's
be
what's
leader?
important.
What? Is that disappointment I hear? Did you want to be leader?
No! I mean, if you had asked me to be the leader, that's a different story, but I wasn't trying.
You really want to be leader, huh?
Well...
I know you want it, but that just isn't enough. Any chump can say, here's a huge promotion, good job. And make
Love
you
the
happy.
Master of
But
Masters so
enthusiasm
much.
alone doesn't make a great leader.
He's
Ira
right.
needs someone like you to give him a push in the right direction.
I agree. Ira is definitely the most worthy among us.
He said the
I'm sure he'll make a
wording.
fine leader.
Then it's settled.
Wait, I agreed that he is worthy. But why do we need a new leader, Master? Does that mean you will no longer be teaching us?
Well, I might disappear one day.
It's almost like he knew.
Well, I might disappear.
I
Disappear?
think the Master of Masters just
Why?
Mickey standing on
Where?
Donald's shoulders.
Sooner if you're listening. It was embarrassing for me. Anyway, I don't know if I'm gonna disappear.
I think
or
I
not.
can confirm
It's
it's
anyone's
not,
guess right
but
now.
technically speaking,
In any case, you need to support Ira. We both know he's quite serious. He's always just thinking and thinking and thinking behind that unicorn mask of his. So everyone will be counting on you to spur him into action.
well, we're counting on you to sperm. I mean, counting on you to sperm ahead. Oh, sorry. Voice
You
cracks.
might not be entirely happy with your role, but just know that it's the most important one. Capiche?
I don't say that to everyone.
Shall I elaborate?
He's wearing
Making
shoes to
you
hide
a
his
leader
web
is
feet.
all good in theory, but sometime later you might think, he's terrible at this. In which case it'll be your job to step
I love
up.
that whiny voice.
Who knows?
He's terrible
Your
at
leadership
this.
Might be just what everyone
It's almost
needs.
Sephiroth, to be honest.
That
No,
is your
it's all
true
original characters. Though Sephiroth we might see later on.
May your heart be your guiding key. Best of luck, I said.
You're gonna be sad to do great. Is Huey and Louie stacked up?
It's been over a
You will
year
buy
since
from
the
the shop.
master left. It's time for me to fulfill my true role.
Uh-oh. Oh, jeez. Oh, this escalated. He's got the power over you, girl. At least the raw firepower. You should have speed over here. Oof, yeah. Oh, he pulled her closer. That was good.
You get in my way!
That was good. Time to face full life consequences. Oh, is this fighting? I thought we weren't supposed to fight.
I'm protecting the balance.
Aw,
just like the master told us
symbolism.
to. You need to come to your senses.
Imagine hiring a company to make a game based on the world famous IPs, and they just leave him out of favor of extreme cringe original anime characters.
If we don't do something,
kind
light
of. I
will
can't fully
expire.
argue.
Then we won't be able to avoid the grim future that awaits. We need to defy the Master's teachings to protect the world.
Is he crying?
You're saying he was wrong?
He's not here anymore. I won't
Dad's
let
not
his
here.
prophecy come true. I
Williams
won't let the
territory
world
games have
fall
made a
into
big bust now.
darkness.
You fool!
Water. Water's up! Which is an actual move. I'm gonna tell.
Ava, over here!
This specific keyblade is very relevant later.
What's going on?
Not these.
I
The
found
Masters
out
of
who the
Masters
traitor
is.
is.
His very much is.
Regrettably.
No, that's not true.
Not really theirs.
Ava, there's no time to lose.
No. Oh.
May my heart be my guiding key.
Ooh, that's a lot of property damage. So, based on the later games, I expected them to do more to the area. Maybe they were holding back. I like that waddle and dab architecture. Ooh, what was that page?
Master. Master?
I see.
If you're busy, I can always come back later.
Sure. Oh, no, stay. Now where? Ah, here it is.
What's this?
Go on, read it.
Use your words.
This is from the Book of Prophecies. But
Yep. It's a page that's not in any of your books.
and what's written here is
Your role. You must find the traitor hidden among you and stop
Aw,
them
not
before
among
it's
us.
too late. And in order to help you find the traitor,
I get it. That's why you gave us all different roles, isn't it? If anyone deviates from the job they were given, we can easily conclude that they are the traitor. It's brilliant.
Oh, I didn't get
steal
to
my
explain.
thunder, show off.
Let's just start hating this
It's not
character
fair.
so much. This is a
My
master
plan was
saying
supposed
he
to
is
blow
very
your
familiar.
mind
Oh my
with
gosh,
its
is it?
grandeur. Your jaw should have hit the floor at my sheer genius.
I'm sorry?
Oh god, the master of
Was my
masters. Is
logic
that really
flawed?
Jerry? Oh jeez.
Oh, you're right.
Oh
So,
god, I think it is.
I
Oh
guess now you've
god.
earned your time in the limelight.
Don't worry, he won't have too many more
Even though
lines.
there is a traitor, act normal and keep focused. Trust no one but yourself.
I like the way he's putting everyone against each other. This.
Trust no one but myself.
Aw. That's no way to live, buddy. No, Brombo, no, don't you dare agree with this. You have to trust no one, not even yourself. Oh god. You go a step further. It's just no one, nothing. I trust nothing. Hey, I know we kicked your butt earlier, but
Do you want to know what my role is?
you gonna die?
The books we were given are incomplete. There's a lost
I
page.
honestly thought this guy died. He's not dead yet.
On that page, it is written that there is a traitor. The Master told me to find and stop that person.
Uh-oh.
I called you my comrade. But never again, Dula. It doesn't matter to me if you think I am the traitor, and you want to strike me down.
Not Christopher now, okay.
You
So it's
knew
not
there was a traitor,
Jerry.
and you just watched silently as we fought each other. And I won't forgive you for that.
You can barely stay on your feet. Just give up already.
He's growling,
You
everyone.
underestimate me!
Oof.
Please stop!
Things are getting out of hand.
You too, huh?
Remember, no fighting. Ugh.
Why? Why did it have to come to this?
There's a lot of infighting here.
Come to finish me off? Then make it quick.
He is a voice of Noctis.
That's
Oh.
not what brought me here today. I wish to fulfill the role bestowed upon me. That's all. It isn't our place to try to change the events of the future. That is not our mission. We are here to make sure that light lives on. With only 5 lights, we can't afford to lose any.
You still count me as one of the 5 lights?
Of course.
Then you're a bigger
You could be
fool than I
such a
thought.
good guy after everything we've been through. But hey, I guess that's one of the reasons I respect you so much. However, we still might only be 4. I'm talking about Gula.
Let's
He's
trade our
using the
hatred for
knowledge of
someone else.
something called the Lost Page. He said that it contains events that are missing from all of our books.
You know how much I love my reading.
He's using it to discover and apprehend whoever is the traitor. Claims that's his role. But who knows what his real intentions are? What I do know is that I'll never forgive him for hiding the fact that he knew someone would betray us. That's the biggest betrayal of all.
His is the real betrayal because he knew
I'd
about
like
the
to believe that
betrayal and he
Gula
didn't
was
tell you the
simply carrying
betrayal.
out his role. Aset, I'll deal with this matter. Please keep it to yourself for now.
More secrets. That's how we'll solve this problem. Open
I
communication,
need
people.
to see that lost page.
A few
Why did you
days.
tell Ira? It had to be you, because you were the only one who knew where we were hiding. Didn't you think for a second that your actions could be making things worse than they already are?
And why should that even bother you? Not only do you have your union, but you've also gathered the finest Keyblade wielders from other unions, and you're training them in a secret location, aren't you?
Yes, because that is my rule!
I had no idea. I apologize. I overstepped.
No. I shouldn't have snapped at you either.
You got the nice girl starting to snap. You know things are going bad.
What did Ira want?
I don't know exactly. He just asked me to give up Gula.
Gula's leopard, Ira's
His
unicorn.
eyes.
Surrender.
They were scary. I was worried he'd do something awful. I knew I couldn't tell him where Gula was. Then he turned around and walked away.
I see. And Gula? How is he doing?
I don't know. He's gone.
Oh, someone's cheering.
Someone's coming. They're headed straight this way.
Take care of him.
Lies upon lies. Just really bleach, huh? Once again, the similarities. Like I said, guilty pleasures. I know the holes are here. I still love it.
Something wrong?
I know Gula's here.
What?
I sense his presence. His spiritual, his reishi. Because this
Tell
is
me
bleach.
where he is.
But why? What are you going to do?
None of
Turn
your
him into a
concern.
nice feathered pelt.
Don't.
What?
I won't let you near him.
So that's it. All right. I'll go.
Oh, that was easy. Maybe he is understanding.
Gula, what are you doing?
Something happened?
Ira was here. He wanted me to give you up.
But I didn't do it because we're all family.
It's finally come to this.
Come to what?
Everyone wants to know about the lost page.
The lost page?
Yeah. It's a page the Master gave me. It doesn't exist in any of our books. It contains a passage about an inevitable betrayal. It talks about the one who bears the sigil. That's it. So, I don't know what to make of it, to be honest. My role is to find out who it is. I suspected a set in which to
Bears the
confront it.
signal. Oh. Maybe.
And look what happened.
Oh, that's
Why are
actually
you
really
telling
good
me
if
this,
so.
Scylla? I have
Bears
enough
the
to
signal.
think about, keeping with the Master's teachings and my role.
Always walking the straight and narrow. I'm a fool for basing my actions on what is written on that lost page.
It's like a red herring at best, maybe.
Everything in the passage is
I honestly
ambiguous at best.
don't fully remember everything. It's been a while since I've been this part of the stream, man. It's been
I
years.
need to find out
But
We're kind of
how?
rediscovering together.
by asking the Master.
But he's not here anymore.
I'm going to summon Kingdom Hearts.
What?
Then he'll have no choice but to come back.
Summoning Kingdom Hearts is
If we
forbidden.
break
That's
the
exactly
oven,
why.
Dad'll come
The only way
home.
to get him back is to
That's
break the rules.
literally the logic.
Things don't change. The entire world is doomed. But
I mean, fish-based groups, yeah.
in
no.
order to go
Local
through
ones.
with it, I'll need Lux. I
Remember
don't
the
have
light
nearly
that everyone's
enough.
collecting from fighting the
You
darkness.
always do the right thing. Help me with this.
Help me break the stove to get Dad home.
I'm sorry. I know you want the Master to return.
They're
But
just
you
gonna
don't
make the
know how
mess
summoning
themselves.
Kingdom Hearts
They don't
will
even
affect
need
the
a cat in the
rest of
hat to make the mess. They're just gonna make the mess themselves. Oh, you don't
Master.
say.
He forbid it for a reason.
It's almost like they're creating their own
I'm
problems.
afraid I can't help you.
I see.
It's almost like the darkness and the chaos is coming from them. When you get Woody's favorite deputy, you have to be Woody's favorite deputy. Kingdom Hearts 3.
May your heart be your
No, you do. Kingdom Hearts 3. Only a snake in his boots. Yeah, they really don't put it in 3. The Pixar stuff doesn't come
Who was
until
on a
3.
mission to collect Lux?
It's mostly Pixar stuff, though.
Ah,
Spoiler-ish, but
that explains why
worlds,
it's
Disney
so
worlds don't really
loud
matter that
as
much.
well.
Spoilers.
They're trying to maintain
It's
the
a visual
balance.
thing, yeah.
But that isn't the balance we were expected to keep. If everyone's collecting light solely for themselves,
Wanted to make it look like you're playing a movie. Yeah.
Keyblade wielders will soon turn against one another, which will lead to
A war.
Keyblade War.
And what's written in the book, all of it will happen.
Uh-oh.
Light will expire.
Envy, what are you going to do?
I'll gather Lux too. No
I'll,
matter
I'll,
what, the balance must be
I'll,
kept.
we can't all gather Lux for ourselves, otherwise it'll turn into an internal fight. So what are you gonna do? I'm gonna gather Lux for myself.
We must delay the inevitable.
Right.
Anyone see the problem here? Ah, the dandelions. God, close up. Where's the words? The case of Ava, where is it? Yeah, it is. State needs to be a single authoritative monarch.
What's written
for
in the last
civility.
page of the book
I recommend
is
reading
gonna
Games of Thrones, how the
The
Leviathan.
entire world
Thomas
will be
Hobbes.
lost to darkness.
Alright, this is important.
But
pay
Master,
attention.
isn't there anything we can do?
Well, that's what brings me to your role. You might just be the only hope of keeping light from expiring.
Now remember, in the game, she's the one union you can't join, I think. Pretty sure.
Hope? Master, what is it that you need me to do?
Don't get involved in any battles. Forget the notion of unions. Find Keyblade wielders with potential and create an entirely separate organization. Then, like the seeds of a dandelion, let them fly to another world. They will keep the light alive.
You will be in charge of
I'm
the
right person
lifeboats
for this?
on the Titanic. Because this thing's going down.
You're the only person for this.
I understand. Today you're here to continue with your training for our mission.
Secret
This session
mission
may
in
seem
the
like it's
middle of
familiar to
town.
you,
The
but
middle
in a
of
world
town.
that is different. One made of
You'll
dreams.
basically make the rest of the story. You're catching on, Epsilon.
You are our hope. A war will soon wage. Those who strive to protect the light will turn their weapons on their allies for the sake of loyalty to their own unions. To be honest, I don't know how far I can guide all of you. What you must remember is that anyone can lose themselves to the darkness.
Unless you're a Princess of Light. Kind of.
However, there will be no winners. Everything will be lost. Except all of you who are the seeds of hope. When the time comes, and there is war, you mustn't fight, but instead you must fly away from here to the world outside. This training is to help you fulfill this crucial
We're
task.
gonna teach you how to run.
The
It's all new to
future
me, but it's really fitting the
is in
narrative
all your hands.
than I was expecting.
As is the world's light.
I mean, this is how it all
May your
begins.
hearts be your guiding key.
And this isn't the end of the beginning either. Stick with me. We've got some more after this. The Case of Lucio. Okay, this one's very, very important. Where are the old people? It's a world of endless light, so... Dead? Sunburned? It's Epcot. I kicked them out. That's awful. So, seriously though, this one's pretty important.
Gazing eye?
Alright, here we go.
It's not what it's called.
It is what it's called.
What then? Actually, no name.
The Gazing Eye.
No name.
Oh, no.
Gazing or not, that Keyblade does have an
It's
eye
kind of
in
a
it.
nightmare.
My eye, to be exact.
Ew! Oh, you think that's gross, do ya? No.
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, it is.
Anyway, about your role.
So keep in mind, his eye, his literal eye, is in that Keyblade. Keep that in mind.
You need to pass down that Keyblade to your apprentice and then him to his, so that my eye can see the future.
So the Book of Prophecies.
Bingo! The fact that it exists is proof of your success. That means...
This is the one thing, and it is, unfortunately, it's a lot in this series, and I hate it. It's the one thing that let me focus on myself for a second. As a proprietor of narratives myself and a personal purveyor of them, and I'm still young in it, I am, but there's the one thing I'd like to put forth. Anything having to do with time travel, anything having to do with time paradoxes, it's not the core of your story, don't touch it. It just makes everything so more convoluted than it already is. Oh. Yes, Nomura does use it, and we will see more of it in the future. But just keep in mind what they're saying now. I wanted to do that special announcement because that's very important to me personally. Okay. Alright, so keep paying attention. Personal purveyor.
You've trained a worthy apprentice, passed down that handsome Keyblade, and fulfilled your role. Congratulations! What's the matter? Come on, you did a fantastic job. At least smile a little.
Man, he's praising him more than Harry by his birth before he's done anything.
Good point. Guess we better get started then. Unfortunately, you'll have to go alone from here on out. No Book of Prophecies to keep you company either.
You don't get
Can't
one.
have you causing any temporal paradoxes. But hey, we both know you'll do just fine without it, right?
Those pesky
Do I
temporal
really have to go
paradoxes.
alone? What about the others?
Minor details, so don't sweat it. For now, you, that Keyblade, and
This.
box need to stay out of sight. Just watch with your own eyes, and my eye, of course, as things unfold between the others. Then, when the time is right, go off and do your thing.
What's in the box?
It's a
Spoilers, I
secret.
don't even know.
And, well, you see, the thing is, you can never, ever open it.
Great, now I really want to know.
So do I.
All right, I'll indulge you. But this secret stays between the two of us, and you have to promise never to open the box.
I promise.
Come on! Come on!
But why?
You'll see.
May my heart be my guiding key.
I really know what it is. Oh, it is. Wow, okay. I thought they would show the warp. That's fine. All right. So that is back cover. Now, hold on. We're not done yet. I know you may be thinking like, well, wait, what does that lead to? Hold on, hold on.